Hey guys, today's pattern is going to come from a discussion I had with a guy the other day. Every once in a while I'll take 5 or 6 of these lures I've been painting, put them together, and I might put them on the Facebook marketplace, see if I can move a few. Otherwise they start piling up around here. And anyway, I met a guy and we got talking and comparing notes from the lakes we fish here and the lures we like. And like me, he really liked the S-Crank. He uses that a lot, and so do I. But he mentioned one color he really liked in a lure, and he wouldn't mind seeing I might paint for him, is a black and purple. And I thought, you know, I've never done black and purple. Now, I've done what they call a PBJ, which is the light tan and the purple, but I hadn't really tried the black and purple before. So today, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to come back and use a wrap. It's been a long time since I put a wrap on one, so I thought, hey, anybody that's new or just started watching, I want to give them a shot to see how it is I put the wrap on to get the effect I'm getting. So stick with me. We'll go see if we can get one painted quick. All right, let's get started. Now, as most of you know, if you've watched enough of my videos, we usually start out putting a base coat of white, and that's the Createx Opaque White. But we're going to put a wrap on this. So today, we're going to change it up. We're going Createx Opaque Black. And our base coat for this lure will be black. I'm going to put a wrap on it later. So when I put the wrap on, the undercoat of the base coat is what I want to show through. And in this situation, it's going to be black that I want to show through. So we're going to paint the whole thing black. There we go. Everything's black. That's all we need for the start. Let me wash up, and then we'll get ready to put on the wrap. All right, we got the base coat on, and I did take the heat gun and really put a good dry on this. I want that good and dry before I start putting a wrap on it. Now, because I haven't done one in a while, let's talk about the wrap. The wrap we're going to use, this is the wrap I'm going to use. I get this at Hobby Lobby. I get this in the floral section. It's where they do all the fake flowers and that type of stuff. They use this around fake plants and fake flowers. Now, this wrap is a little stiff, and it can be a little scratchy. So you're going to have to work with this just a little bit. Be careful with it, but here's the other thing. Okay, here's one I've used a few times. As you can see, it's got a little paint on it. The one thing I do when I get them new or I get them out, I get the piece I want, and then just, really crumble it up and get it all meshed up. You're not going to hurt the mesh, but what you will do is you'll tend to soften it up a little bit. And then when you soften it up, then you won't have such a problem scratching on the lure. All right, now the other thing I do a little different. You see a lot of people have the alligator clips. They'll put a whole row of alligator clips along the bottom when they do them. I don't use those. I use hair barrettes. I bought some small hair barrettes. I like those. Usually 2 or 3 of them is all I need, depending on the lure. So I do that a little different than some other people. We're going to take here, we got this. We're going to just put the wrap right over the top like that. Get it off the clip. In my case, what I do is I kind of pull it up tight. I bring a hair barrette here from the front. And now this back's sitting up. I now pull this down. Pull her down tight on both sides. Pull her down hard. Gonna be out of the camera here a minute. Got to hold it up against me to do this. And there, I put another hair barrette. That's what I've got. I got 2 hair barrettes either side. For me, that does my wrap. All right, let's move on and get ready to take the next step on the painting. Now, I said we're going to do this purple and black. Here's the key. We're going to use the purple pearlized magenta, but we can't put that on first. If you always remember, when I'm painting a lure and I'm putting a base coat on, I always tell you you need the white base coat so all the colors will come out properly when you put them on top. It's the same thing here. If I put this magenta on top of this black, we're not going to see it. It's not going to work. So, Createx Opaque White. We're now going to paint the lure white. And in this situation, I want to shoot front to back. Only front to back like this, because if I do that, when we're painting here later, a little bit of that white is just going to show up later on. So here we go. We're gonna paint it. We painted it black. Now we're gonna paint it white. Again, shooting front to back. The toughest part you're gonna have is shooting around that belly because you've got those clips down there and makes it a little bit tougher. But you'll get her in there. All right, there we go. We're white. So now let me wash out my gun real quick, and now we're going to move on to the purple. So, white's on. We're up to the next step, and as I said, we're going to use the pearlized Createx, and it's Pearl Magenta. So the Pearl Magenta, we're going to start down here on the belly. Now I don't have to worry if I get the very top, because I am coming back with black yet up there. Make sure, again, you get a good coating all over, because even though you get the white, you do have the black underneath it. So you want to get a little bit extra on there, get a good cover. There we go. I think that's going to do us. All right, let me wash this out real quick. We're going to move on to the black. Now, for the undercoat, we'd use the opaque black. But now, for up top, what I want to use now is I'm going to go with a pearlized Createx, and that's the pearl black. You get a little more, I don't know, a little more sheen, a little more depth from the pearlized colors than you do the opaque. And I really like the pearlized when I can use them. So now we're going right down the back. A little bit down, just going to let it blend down the side across that purple. We're going to come back here, there we go. We're going to come back, we're going to do the face. We're going to point it a little bit out so we don't get too far back in there. I just want the face. And don't forget up in the nose up here. And there we go, I think we got it. And that's what we're going to do. Alright, now we're going to dry this really good with the heat gun before we start thinking about taking that wrap off. Alright, there we go. Got it good and dry. Moment of truth. Let's see if we can get it off without scratching it all up, because that's the tough part sometimes. Ah, no, there we go. Yeah, that came out really nice. Alright. Set of eyes. Top coat as usual. Let me get that on. I think I got some red eyes. I think that'll look good. I got yellow ones too. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to get a set of eyes and a top coat. We'll have it ready to head to the lake. Well, there we go, guys. There's my purple and black S-crank. And I will say, first time out, I picked up 4 bass. Now, they weren't real big, but hey, it does catch fish. Thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.